lazy or blind, can't see with your mind, is not just to say it, but how you convey it. Not just about rhyming, but rhyming with reason. A poet can hold you, caress and cajole you with nothing but speech. A poet can teach that life is a marvel which we can unravel by looking intently with minds that are free. A poet can free you with one line, release you by showing the essence, unmasking the pretense by making it plain, the root of your pain. A poet can tell you those things that are true. A poet can capture the waves and the seashore, the bending of trees and the breath of the breeze, the softness of silence. Can make it all make sense. The struggle and strife in this beauty that's life. Look, words have that power to elevate the matter, for once men can see, they'll always be free. A poet in essence, simple sentence, has mastered the art of touching the heart. For words have that power to live on forever, and truth, once it's spoken, can never be broken. This is the burden, the height of the calling of those who would claim it, the title of poet. My name is Dike Chukwumerije. And I'm a poet. I can introduce myself as many other things, but I consciously and intentionally always introduce myself as a poet, because in the beginning was the word. Everything starts with the spoken word. And when I first started writing as a young poet, I got a lot of criticism. They said my poetry was too simple. It can't be poetry when it is so simple. And I said, why does poetry have to be complex, abstract? Now, poetry needs to speak to the society. Now, when poetry is complex and abstract, Nigerians will not embrace. That is why Nigerians say they hate poetry, because they were forced to learn Shakespeare. Shakespeare is not poetry. And so to ordinary Nigerians I meet every day, like Safia, who is a retired poet, I like to say to them, I don't understand you people, how you can lie. How you can sit there looking so innocent and lie. Because if I call you out now, you still lie to me. Because if I ask you, say, I don't understand poetry. How do you sleep with yourself at night? Walking around with such a lie spirit, telling people you don't understand it when you yourself cannot express yourself without using it. Yes. Because you see me standing on the corner and you ask me how far. Was I running a marathon? How far to where? No be you go chop food finish, say that makes sense. Or you tell me the conversation you were having with that beans. No be you chasing your last born around the backyard. See your head like a papa head, coconut head. See your head like a papa head, coconut head. If I catch you, slap you, go do you like winch. Then you tell me you don't understand figures of speech. How? When you see that girl and you call her sweetie, okay, Tom, which one is she? Baby girl, when you're talking to a grown-up adult. Sugar porridge, when you're not talking to an agricultural product. No, this is a serious matter. Because if I ask you now, you say, I dey gidigba. Gidigba meaning what? No, give me an idea. Then you say you don't know onomatopoeia. Then come past me. Fiam! I come knock and bam. I swear, brother, I don't touch him. Sam. See your life, hypocrisy. They call me at Jebosia, they do poetry. While you're there walking around with a mouth full of simile. Uncle, I love am die. Now who you love die? And when you mean why not, why do you say but why? Tell me I'm coming when I can see that you are going. And what exactly do you mean when you say shaking? This mic will spoil my performance. If people cannot give me this Kurukere mic, come on. Do I have to stay in front of the camera?
Yes.
Why?
For documentation.
Why must you document? Follow me with the camera. Because these people are too far away from me. This is how we must do poetry, with the language of our people. We can't be speaking this esoteric language and say we're doing poetry. You have to construct poetry with the language of the environment. You understand what I mean? If you see something that baffles the mind, like a taxi that stops in the middle of the road, in the middle of traffic, fast-flowing traffic, to pick a passenger, do these people think? So you come around him, come up beside him, do a finger like this to gently chastise him, and he shows you a waka. He yells out your mama, you know go where they go see bloody bagger. He heats up the blood. You consider stopping, dragging him out and showing him something. But will you wrestle a taxi in your brand new Honda? So you shift to gear 2 and whisper, now what? I say when you see something that scatters the head, like a boy that comes home with report card and is written suspended for smoking Igbo, and you look up Junior and he answers, yo. So you call to the mother, have you seen this? And she answers, no honey, is it serious? So you show her and she screams, Marina Jesus, and descends on him with a slap on her slippers. It hits up the blood. You consider standing, drawing out your belt and showing this boy, come here, something. But you can see from his Igbo eyes that beating won't help. So you sign awa and tell your wife, stop. I say when you see something that boggles the mind, like a man that walks to the top of the line, like the queue is not there, you know what I mean? And everyone around you is just whispering. So you step out of line to walk up to him. Do a finger like this to point out to him that rules and cues are there to be followed, but the people in front are all hailing distinguished. It heats up the blood. You consider shouting, distinguished at what? Shamelessly shunting. But you're looking for a job, and he has the power. So you sign now and walk back to your place. I say when you see something that beggars belief, like Abdul over there or Ahmad over there, as frail as a leaf, as thin as a copper wire. So he's regularly used as the kwashiorkor patient in all the school plays. And there he sits munching his favorite biscuits. When Musa walks by and just snatches it with his thunder ties and biceps for hire, and a that says, "Talk and see fire." But Abdul jumps up and just jacks him to heaven, shows him the stars, then slams him to oblivion. And as Musa lies there groaning, "Wayo!" we turn slowly to Abdul and whisper, "Wow!" For how else can you say what cannot be said? When your ears hear a thing that should not be heard, like a man that is richer, much richer than you, but has no factory or business anyone can point to. Except that he started as personal assistant to the local government chairman, a special assistant to the state governor, the House of Reps member. Now he has mansions all in Abuja. And when he invites you to show you around, this friend from your past that swears, "Na God," and you don't have the courage to contradict power, just whisper. Just whisper to yourself, "Now." Say it to yourself. In the night, when you're woken up by some senior mosquitoes. Say it in laughter when they give you that gist, how a bird was flying in Benin and dropped and turned into a witch. Say it frustrated when you're watching the TV and a governor is there boasting of digging boreholes. Say it frustrated when a woman is walking and you can't turn and look because your own woman is watching. Say it in wonder at this wonderful country with her swagalicious people all forming Yankee. Each day as she dawns with her trauma and drama, say it with love, Nigeria. We need to write poetry from our language that interrogates our issues. Poetry doesn't have to be highfalutin. It can be funny. It can be conversational. But it needs to address our issues. The earth shook yesterday with the sounds of men wailing in agony for the souls of lost sons and daughters as the night was filled with the shrieks of mothers. Listen, sorrow always begins in a deafening howl but ends in a whimper. When the soul has emptied itself of defiance, the deepest sadness is always silent, but you can hear it if you listen. It is Chibok. That soft sound of sobbing outside the window, it is Chibok who has driven herself mad searching for her daughters. It is Mubi. That soft sound of sobbing outside the window, it is Mubi whose sons were murdered in their sleep. It is Mubi who stands at the door refusing to shut it, refusing to accept that his children are lost. Listen. It is Bama, it is Buza, it is Buliniadi, and the sound of the wind rustling through deserted villages. It is Agatu, it is Jos, it is Uzowani, and the sound of the morning shattered by the screams of dying dreams. Listen. It is a boy whose name was Emmanuel. A man whose name was Shamsuddin, a wife who left home and did not come back, a mother who died in the arms of strangers. It is Nyanya, whose wounds will never heal. Nyanya, whose heart will always feel for a girl, took her dreams and got on a bus, but on that day she did not get off. Lord, why? If for every life we've lost, a star was extinguished, by now the night will be empty of light. If for every life we've lost, a word was written, by now all books will be empty of pages. Lord, why do the innocent die? Caught between single-minded killers and double-minded leaders. Why is evil resolute while righteousness wavers? Why is one man able to believe he can destroy a nation while 100,000 doubt that they can save it? Why is love weaker than hate? Why is anger deeper than faith? Why is it so hard to light a candle and keep it burning through the night? Why do the innocent die? Listen, I do not want an ovation. All I want is for my children and my children's children to live in a functional nation where they are not judged where their father comes from. I do not want an ovation. All I want is for you, for you, for you to listen. I don't yet live in a country that is mine. I don't yet live in a country that is mine. Every time I ask, people tell me Nigeria became independent in 1960. And furthermore, to show she was truly free, she became a republic in 63. Meaning the Queen was no longer head of state. Meaning that we were now masters of our fate. Meaning that power over Nigerians could now only be held by Nigerians. It was why we sang and danced in the night, why we lit fires that burned through the night, why we chose a flag colored in freedom, for now we would be kings in this our kingdom. But our first head of state was Igbo. And the next, though a soldier, also Igbo. Then Angus ruled, followed by Hausa, and then came the turn of Yoruba. Then Hausa came back for a term cut short when power was taken by an Hausa gunshot. Then Gwari claimed his turn to rule, but a mandate stolen was his downfall. Then Kano came, and it's quite probable that he'll still be ruling, if not for that apple. Then Yoruba returned not once but twice. Then Hausa returned but died in peace. Then they left us a while to worry and wonder, and when it was over, Ijo had power. And after him came that titanic shift, that do or die election that brought Hausa back. Then Amy Lokon grabbed it and ran, and now we can see Yoruba is in town. Leaving me with this troublesome thoughts. Where in all this is my own president? But where I was born is not where I'm from. And where I'm from is not my home. So when the tribes gather, I often wonder, who will I fight when you're both my brothers? Nobody asked when we were children, before we play, are you a Muslim? We shared a space that nobody claimed, and now you ask me to choose a side. When we were students, nobody asked if North and South could share a desk, if East and West could study together, but now you tell me that I'm a stranger. Stranger, yes, to these ways of thinking that tribe is everything. The Niger and Benue, they meet in my hand. I'm not an indigent, but this is my land. This is my language, I speak nothing else. My home is here, I have nothing else. My tribe is my nation, I am nothing else, and this is my country, I have nowhere else. And so, though people are quick to assure me, to tell me this country I live in is free, deep in my heart, I know that freedom, my freedom, is yet to come. When no one will call me a non-indigent, when no one will question my origin, when no one will kill me because of my faith, when no one will cheat me because of my state, when my state will be wherever I live and will change whenever I choose to move, the day I find not a Nigerian president, but that a Nigerian is finally president. And while the flag of ethnicity still flutters over this land of two shining rivers, and the tribes take their turn to oppress my country, I look to the future, for I'm not yet free. But it is not the white man that is oppressing me. It is not the Fulani that is oppressing me. It's not the Muslim. It's not the Yoruba. Do you know who is oppressing me? Me. Do you know who is oppressing you? You. It is you. The chains are in your mind. The key is in your mind. It is you. You are the victim and you are the oppressor. Because a broken road does not understand evil. It will not kill the Fulani and let the rest of us go. The accidents it will cause will take all lives. But when a vehicle somersaults, it breaks all bones. So if you like, you can speak Nupe till morning comes. It will not build libraries in our public schools. And when a woman, your wife, lies dying in childbirth, your fluency in Hausa will not save her life. For Christian or Muslim, it makes no difference. When you're being driven around in an ambulance from hospital to hospital in search of oxygen, northerner or southerner, you will die suffocated. You will die of causes easily preventable, like no petrol for police to answer your distress call, no drugs, no hospitals, no nurses, no jobs. Nothing kills as efficiently as bad governance. As politicians in office who will not pay salaries, whose answer to bad roads is bigger SUVs, who set up committees and publish white papers presiding over affairs that never improve. Politicians in jeeps with minds in London, perpetual latecomers to every meeting, irritated by anyone with a different opinion who see the people as a throne to sit on. Politicians in power who personalize the state, who criminalize criticism and demonize dissent. Nothing in society kills as efficiently as a politician in high office with low mentality. But you see, Boko Haram will burn down a classroom, but a politician can swallow the entire school system, can fold our power stations and put in his briefcase, can roll up our railways and keep in her house. A politician can file all our markets away in a drawer, kill all our farms with no fertilizer. No matter the passion you bring to your business, government can kill it with just one pronouncement. And no degree you have, no grammar you speak, no decision you make to just face your work, no protest you stage can save you from those you elect to make and enforce our laws. For the way they see things is a wall around you. You cannot drive faster than the person driving you. No matter your wealth, education, or achievement, you are subject to the mentality of the people in government. Politicians in office hold the yam and the knife. For to elect is to give the elected power over life. Which child will stay Almajiri or become someone better? This decision is in the hands of the people in power. So if you're tired of it all, then strike at its roots. If you're tired of needing a senator to get a job, if you're tired of your hustle frustrated by public policy, if you're tired of this crisis, then fix the politics. For until they are there in public office, men and women with a heart for public service, no tribe, no tongue, just a commitment to build a nation that fills us all with pride. Until they are there in public office, men and women with a heart for public service. No region, no religion, just a commitment to nation. Until you rise above your prejudice and elect them, this crisis will remain. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to write poetry that can stand up to scrutiny. Any day, any time, if you check out each rhyme, it will still make sense. Not word-playing nonsense. It will talk about meaning and loving and living, striving and being, of the struggle to becoming. But this is a craft. It's not for the daft. The lazy or blind can't see with your mind. is not just to say it, but how you convey it. It's not just about rhyming, but rhyming with reason. A poet can hold you, caress, and cajole you with nothing but speech. A poet can teach that life is a marvel which we can unravel by looking intently with minds that are free. A poet can free you with one line, release you by showing the essence, unmasking the pretense by making it plain, the roots of your pain. A poet can tell you those things that are true. A poet can capture all the waves and the seashore, the bending of trees and the breath of the breeze, the softness of silence. Can make it all make sense, the struggle and strife in this beautiless life. Look, words have that power to elevate the matter, for once men can see, they will always be free. A poet, in essence, in one simple sentence, has mastered the art of touching the heart. Oh, words have that power to live on forever. For truth, once is spoken, can never be broken. This is the burden, the height of the calling of those who would claim it, the title of poet. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I cannot stand after this performance.